Tonight on the South Today, the body of Kiwi Andrew Bagshaw is recovered in the Ukraine. He was killed providing humanitarian aid. Mouldy old prefab buildings at one Dunedin primary school are finally getting replaced. And large parts of the South Island may be headed for a drought as dry weather settles in. Kia ora, good evening, I'm Hannah Wilkins. The body of Andrew Bagshaw, a Kiwi volunteering in war-torn Ukraine, has been found in the east of the country after his car was hit by a military shell. Andrew is the son of well-known Christchurch doctors Phil and Sue Bagshaw.
An emotional tribute to their son Andrew Bagshaw by Professor Phil and Dame Sue Bagshaw. Speaking at a press conference this morning in Christchurch, the pair confirmed the death of their 47-year-old son in Ukraine, where he was based as an aid worker. Andrew Bagshaw and a colleague, Chris Parry, were attempting to rescue an elderly woman in the city of Southland, an area of intense military action, when their car was hit by an artillery shell.
Andrew was a selfless person. He took many personal risks and saved many lives. We loved him. We're very proud of everything that he did there.
Dame Sue Bagshaw says they did try to convince him not to go overseas to the war-torn country, but rapidly realised it was a waste of time.
He had a great affinity with the people of Ukraine. He was really admiring of their stubbornness, not to give in, and to see victory in their country.
The Bagshaws say because of legal processes, it's likely to be some time before their son's remains in Kiev are able to be returned to them. In Christchurch, the South Today.
Police say the driver of a car that crashed near Wakawaiti yesterday, causing the death of one passenger, is likely to face charges. Mother of 5, Kat Broad, was killed in the crash early yesterday morning when the car she was travelling in lost control on State Highway 1 north of Dunedin. Police say speed and alcohol are believed to be factors in the crash, which only involved one vehicle. The 29-year-old driver is still in Dunedin Hospital but is expected to make a full recovery. He has interim name suppression until his next court appearance. A Dunedin school is getting a major upgrade after years of planning finally got underway. Musselburgh School is getting 2 new classrooms, replacing prefab buildings that are well overdue for a revamp.
Laying down the building's foundations as the outline of a new classroom starts to take shape. Musselburgh School is in the process of building 2 new classrooms to replace prefabs school principal Rob Taylor says were long past their use-by date. Plans for the upgrade started more than 3 years ago under the previous principal. Seeing the progress with the framework build is a welcome sight for school staff.
It's nice to see that you can see where the windows and the doors are going to be, so it is. It's great to see the plans in 3D, yes.
The new classrooms will feature 2 breakout spaces and along with their own toilets and a covered deck. Other classrooms are also getting improvements, with the buildings getting a fresh coat of paint and one block getting new windows, doors and a deck.
So hopefully that'll be concluded this year as well, and we'll have a beautiful looking school.
The classrooms are being built on the existing block. They're expected to be finished by the end of May so that pupils can hopefully move in by the start of term 3. In Dunedin, the South Today.
A number of South Island regions could be in for a dry 5 weeks with warnings of a possible drought. NIWA believes Otago and Southland may experience a drought by the end of February, with La Nina tipped as the cause. Greymouth is also feeling the effects of the dry spell, having gone through its 4th driest December, with predictions the area will also have its 4th driest January. NIWA suggests parts of the South Island might only receive 15 millimetres of rain over the next week. Meanwhile, Canterbury is also feeling the heat, with the region moving into a restricted fire season as the risk of wildfire increases. A blind Invercargill cyclist is on track to compete in a World Championship race later this year. Hannah Pascoe's ultimate goal is to make it to the 2024 Paralympics, but she admits it's not going to be a smooth ride.
An impressive haul of medals by anyone's standard, even more so when you're competing as a blind athlete. Invercargill cyclist Hannah Pascoe is training at home for the 2023 Road Racing World Championships in Scotland. As a blind cyclist, she also relies heavily on support from her partner on the bike.
Not only do I have to fundraise for myself, but I also have to financially fundraise for a pilot who's going to be in charge of, piloting the big tandem bike, and also a support person to travel internationally with.
Pascoe was born with congenital glaucoma, which means she completely lost her sight around the age of 25. It was the experience of losing her sight that spurred her to get into sport, but cycling wasn't her first foray into competition.
So I ran my first marathon back in 2013, the New York Marathon, and since then I've run 16 marathons, the last one being back in 2017.
The ambitious athlete has her sights set on the 2024 Paralympics in Paris, but her immediate goal is raising enough money to get to Scotland for the World Champs in her race to the podium. In Invercargill, the South Today.
And you can support Hannah Pascoe's campaign to compete at the 2024 Paralympics on her Give a Little page. Whaiakene still to come on the South Today. A talented teen golfer cuts it to the wire in a championship in Gore. And Dunedin's Wall Street Mall showcases some of the city's historic firsts in a mini exhibition.
Just when you thought it was safe to get back on the sofa. My mate John's having a price frenzy! He's taken 19% off sectional lounge, 31% off coffee tables and buffets, 42% off selected clearance items and much, much more. Plus pay it off over 24 months interest free. My mate John's price frenzy!
Where did you get that furniture from? Stafford Street. And my mate John.
Hi, my name's Matt and I'm the Dines Group CEO. Dines is a company that's focused on selling logistics solutions to its customers. We're passionate about selling efficiency and we've been selling efficiency for over 50 years now.
We're Age Concerned Otago.
Age Concerned Otago hosts a multitude of social activities, including little walks.
If you're at risk of developing melanoma skin cancer, you owe it to yourself to have a mole map. Mole map is coming to your area. Phone today to make an appointment. It could save your life.
A poorly maintained heat pump can lose up to 35% of its output. The Mr. Heat Pump Cleaner team are experts. Their specially developed chemical wash is totally biodegradable. Call Mr. Heat Pump Cleaner and get the job done by the professionals.
Tēnā koe, welcome back. Junior Gore golfer Will Carson already has a handicap many would be very proud of. Now the 14-year-old golfer has taken out the Southland Junior Stroke Play Championship after a nail-biting finish.
Taking a swing at the top spot. And at just 14 years old, Gore Golf Club member Will Carson reckons he's already hitting the ball further than most. The young golfer proved he has the drive to get to the top by winning the Southland Junior Stroke Play Championship this month at the Invercargill Golf Course. It was a good challenge. After 36 holes and 2 days of play, Carson was still locked in a nail-biting tie with Southland golfer Oliver Piggott. Carson managed to nail a great drive at the start of the playoff round, winning the first hole with a birdie to seal his championship win.
Good, I was proud of myself, sticking in even though I didn't play my best. Yeah, I was exhausted at the end.
The young champion plans to keep working on his tournament stamina and is keen to improve his performance on the back nine. In Gore, the South Today.
Dunedin's Wall Street Mall is showcasing some of the city's proud history, from an old bundle of sticks through to the country's first university. The Dunedin Historic First exhibition inside the mall aims to shine a light on people and events that have helped shape the city into what it is today.
Shoppers taking in a few of Dunedin's historical firsts in a mini exhibition at the Wall Street Mall. The open area towards the back of the mall highlights some of the historical firsts Dunedin has been a part of, both nationally and internationally. Wall Street's marketing consultant Anna Schmid says the idea was inspired by the Corduroy Causeway, or early street, located underfoot in the mall, which was built by early European settlers. The mall also features a glass facade on the George Street side of the building, the large images representing the historic Dunedin Stock Exchange building that was demolished there in the 1960s.
So the importance of this was to celebrate Dunedin and tell people the story around our history.
The mini exhibition comes at a busy time, with regular cruise ships visiting the city again. Schmid hopes the displays will bring more tourists to the mall, giving them some perspective on the local history while they're browsing the various shops.
Not only bring people into the mall, where the majority of the tenants or the retailers in this mall are Dunedin, they're locally owned and operated, and this is a nice way to carry on with that theme of local base.
The Dunedin Historic First exhibition will be on display at the Wall Street Mall until the end of the month. In Dunedin, the South Today.
And now recapping tonight's top stories on the South Today. The parents of a Kiwi aid volunteer killed in the Ukraine have praised his bravery after his body was recovered. Staff at Dunedin's Musselburgh School are delighted to see building work underway on 2 new classrooms. And NIWA is warning that dry weather across the south could mean a widespread drought is on the way. And now a look at what's happening in tomorrow's ODT, and we welcome the Associate Editor Joe Simpson. Hello Joe.
Hi.
Now what can we expect in your paper tomorrow?
Soaring temperatures are believed to be behind a strange phenomenon that's happening to the lobster industry.
Oh, okay, yes.
A popular Dunedin trap may still be shut off to the public due to walkers failing to close gate and letting out livestock.
Okay.
Labor MPs have been accused of pushing a deafening silence in their push against the $90 million worth of cutbacks to the new Dunedin hospital, and we have a new Prime Minister in place.
Yes, we do. All right, hey, thank you for sharing this evening, Joe, and we look forward to reading the Otago Daily Times tomorrow.
Thank you.
And time now for a look at tomorrow's weather.
The South Today weather, proudly brought to you by MolMap, the skin cancer detection specialists.
Looking at the situation, there'll be warm temperatures in most parts of the region tomorrow as northerly airflow develops, but cooler southwesterlies with some showers will arrive on Friday. Heading to the top of the South Island, nor'easterlies and some cloud up here with 24 in Nelson, 22 and some showers in Greymouth tomorrow, while down in Christchurch expect a hot 29 degrees with light northerlies and some high cloud. Travelling to South Canterbury and North Otago. Light northerlies with some high cloud throughout these parts tomorrow, getting up to a whopping 30 degrees in Ashburton, 28 in Timaru with light easterlies, and 26 degrees with some cloud and light winds in Oamaru. Heading westwards to the Central Lakes, a hot day through here tomorrow with light northerlies and increasing cloud. We're registering 30s again on the board, this time for Wanaka and Alex, and Queenstown's looking much the same, but up to 28 degrees as the high. Heading further south, freshening nor'westerlies as we come down through here with increasing cloud. Expect 24 degree highs in Balclutha and Gore and the Catlins. And down to the deep south. Well, fine tonight in Invercargill with a low of 10. Tomorrow, Thursday, a warm day with high cloud and northerlies, along with a high of 25 degrees. And then Friday, cloudy and cool with some showers and fresh southwesterlies, heading for a cooler high of 16. And finally, heading to Dunedin. Cloudy with an overnight low of 14 tonight. Tomorrow, expect a cloudy start, then a sunny day with nor'easterlies and a lovely high of 25 degrees. Into Friday, we wrap up the working week with a cooler day, so prepare for some late showers after a cloudy day with southwest winds, up to 18 as the high before the weekend. And that's the news this Wednesday. For the latest news and videos from the southern region, head online to odt.co.nz. And you can follow Channel 39 on YouTube to catch our news bulletins on demand. We'll see you again tomorrow. Ka kite a pōpō.
Public interest journalism funded through New Zealand On Air.